opens up the box and plays the game. He never reads instructions cause they're lame. He's Bowser. He plays the game so badly, his eyes are twitching madly. He's here again so sadly. He's Bowser.
Hi there, welcome back. Right, today's video is a game from way back in 1983 that doesn't seem to feature an awful lot in discussions, etc. But it's a game that I did play quite a lot back in the day without ever being any good at it, but that means I did enjoy it. That doesn't mean I didn't enjoy it. Now, I've really enjoyed this. It's Stop the Express, that was released by Sinclair Research in 1983 and programmed by Hudson Soft. That Hudson Soft, responsible for, you know, the Bomberman games, etc. But they also, way back in the day, produced some titles for the trusty old ZX Spectrum, including Eric and the Floaters and Bubble Buster, which are sort of embryonic versions of Bomberman and Pang. Don't know what the influence behind Stop the Express is, but I've always thought it was a really good game. But I wasn't actually looking for this game to play. I went onto the Play ZX Android app, which if you haven't got it and you like to load files through MP3, it's a fantastic app. It's got dozens and dozens, well, probably hundreds of titles on there for you to select, and I've not had one that hasn't worked really. Now you'll notice, like a lot of early Specky screens, doesn't have a loading Specky games. It doesn't have a loading screen. Andy Green, if you remember my video from a while back, I'll pop a link to it in the description box below, has designed a lot of loading screens for games that never had them, such as River Raid, Styx, the Pyramid, loads of them, and they're all fantastic. And for Stop the Express, he did an absolutely fantastic one. So self-promo here, go and check the video out and you can see what he'd done up to the point that when I did that particular video, he's created an awful lot more since, and they're all as spectacular as each other. So well done, Andy. Right, it takes just under 2 minutes to load as well, which is great. I think the longest loading time I ever knew for a game, I think, was probably might have been Taipan. That one seemed to take forever to load in 128K. So, quick question for you: longest loading time you've ever experienced for a game? Now, I know the cassette release from Bum Fun Gaming for Castlevania Spectral Interlude. Having watched David Retro Games Played Badly Birdsall's video on it, I think it takes about 18 minutes. So that's the longest modern one that I know of. But please share your thoughts. Right, let's get into the game because it's a good one. Hello, welcome back. Right, here we are. Stop the Express, released in 1983 by Sinclair Research. It was, of course, written by Hudson Soft. Yes, that Hudson Soft. As I mentioned in the intro, they did a few Specky games, Eric and the Floaters and Bubble Buster, early sort of embryonic versions of Bomberman and Pang. They also did this. Now, I do remember this back in the day, and I remember not being very good at it. I remember my brother being able to get really sort of far in it. So, you know, I've had a few playthroughs of it since, well, not playthroughs, play tests of it over the last 20 minutes or so. You know, you're not going to see this game played to completion, but this is just having a look at one of the more sort of lesser known games. Now, even though I'm no good at it, I find it quite enjoyable. It's got a very strong one more go syndrome going for it. It's very colourful. Let's get into it. It's keyboard control only. Now, this is my big gripe. Oh no, it isn't. It's joystick as well. This is one of my big gripes with keyboard controls on this game, is they're not redefinable. And I'm playing on a +2, so just try and figure out these keys and see how sort of uncomfortable they are to use. QAZ for jump left, walk left and dive left. E, D and C for jump right, walk right, dive right. And space to release the birds. Now, you can collect those birds and they will, you can then release them, and that's the only method of thwarting the enemies that you have. Now, you have to dive under various things, etc. Right, let's get into it. Let's have a go at this, because it is a good game. Graphics are nice and colourful. Now, bear in mind this is quite early in the Spectrum's life, 1983. It's very, very nice and, like I say, colourful. Ah, bollocks. Yeah, it's those baddies at the start, they come in twos, and the trick is to try and catch those birds, release them, and then they take care of the baddies, and then, you know, advance a little bit further. And the keyboard controls being as sort of squashed together as they are, and non-definable, is, you know, a bit frustrating. You can find yourself accidentally pressing the wrong button. But like I said, the sort of I want one more go thing about the game is really quite strong. Oh fuck! I forgot all about that bit. Ah! You can see at the top there, it's telling me how far along the train I've got, the carriage number, etc. I'm on stage 1. That's pretty far for me on this game. It really is quite addictive. Now, sound-wise, let me just turn the volume up. Oh no, this is going to be a mistake. Oh, yep. That was a mistake, trying to turn the volume up on the telly. You get a kind of basic sort of train rattling noise and some spot effects when various things happen, but there isn't much in the way, well, there isn't anything in the way of music, etc. But if you like a challenge, it certainly is that. Ah! Especially if you're an absolute numpty like old Bazzer here. Yeah, I'm not doing an awfully good job of selling this game to anyone. The keyboard controls are tricky. And, you know, there is joystick control, but I was always a keyboard player back in the day anyway. Even now, like fighting games like Exploding Fist, I still play with keys. That's just the way I am. Weird, isn't it? Right, so released them. Right, got that. And the graphics really nice and colourful. And, you know, you get a good sensation that the train is... Oh, shit! Stop talking and pay attention to the knives. That the train is moving. It really, really is a nice little game, and you know, I'm sure many of you out there will have played it, and I'm sure there's an equal number of you that won't have and won't be familiar with it at all. If you're one of the former, please tell me what your memories are of this game. Did you manage to get very far in it at all? I believe you can go inside the train at some point. I don't know. Never saw it back in the day, won't see it now. If you're not familiar with the game, is what you're seeing piquing your curiosity enough that you will want to play it. Now, oh fuck, that's as far as I got, and it was telling me caution. I still bloody jumped anyway. What a twit. Oh, but really, really fun little game this is. Especially for one of the sort of earlier releases. Nice and colourful, like I said. Good sensation of movement in the graphics. It's certainly got a challenge. A very, very tough one. Mind you, that's just me, isn't it? I mean, we all know... oh, shit. By now that I'm not very good at playing games, but I do enjoy them. And this is one I just popped up out of nowhere. I was looking through the PlayZX Android app, loads of files they've got on there for something to play, to load in, and was initially going for Spy Hunter, but I whizzed right past that, and it went to this one, and I'm quite glad it did, because like I say, it's a game I'd forgotten all about, literally forgotten all about. Oh shit. And it's been fun revisiting it, although frustrating, and the frustrations are probably mostly mine, because of my sort of inability to play games to any degree. But also, you know, I think if there had been a redefinable keys option on this, it would have made the game much more playable than it is. I mean, it is playable now, but like I say, I'm spending more time struggling with the keys than I am sort of concentrating on what I should be doing. I'm spending equal time sort of looking at the keys. Now, there must be one of you techno boffins out there in the Spectrum community nowadays that can crack this and make a redefinable keys option. Now, I know it can be done because it was done a while back for Attic Attack by a super techie boffin whiz. I think it was Luca. I'm not sure who it was. I did do a video on it some time back, so I know it can be done, and it made the game so much more playable to me. Oh shit! Yeah, it made Attic Attack much more playable to me because I'd never been a fan of the control systems Ultimate used in their early sort of games. So to me, you know, like redefinable keys is a must, and it would add so much to this game. Hint, hint, hint. Any specky boffins, techno boffins watching, do your thing. Ah, shit. With Stop the Express. Now, also, Andy Green, if you've been keeping an eye on it, Stop the Express, as you saw, and as I mentioned, doesn't have a loading screen. But Andy Green is designed some loading screens to go with games that never had them, and he's done a fantastic one for Stop the Express. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to link to the video I did of his pixel art, where you will see, amongst others, his video for... Oh, I've just done it again! His loading screen for Stop the Express. It really, really is a good game. Right, that's it from me. I'm going to finish. I'm not going to get any further than that. Try it out if you haven't. Share your memories of it if you have. If you like the video, please let me know. If you wish to subscribe, please do so. But as ever, if you are going to subscribe, please, please, please join in with the instructions, with the discussion, because that's what it's all about. Thank you ever so much for watching. Take care. Goodbye.